Welcome, my amazing students. Today, I have a wonderful story for you. It's about a young man named Jason who was 25 years old. Jason grew up in a small town, and like many of you, he always dreamed of improving his life. One day, he realized that learning English could open new doors for him. Better jobs, travel opportunities, and the ability to connect with people all around the world. That's when he made a big decision. He would go abroad to learn English. This story is about Jason's journey, how he faced challenges, and how he learned to speak English fluently. Jason arrived in London, a city he had always dreamed of visiting. The moment he landed, he could hear English everywhere. But there was one problem. He couldn't understand most of it. People spoke fast, used different accents, and he found himself lost in the noise of the city. At the airport, when someone asked him where he was going, he could only reply with basic sentences like, "I go to school." He knew right then that this was going to be harder than he thought. But Jason was determined. The next day, Jason joined an English language class. His teacher, Mr. Smith, was kind and patient. The students came from different countries. All wanted to learn English. That's where Jason met his soon-to-be best friend, Liam. Liam was from Italy and, like Jason, he struggled with English. They instantly connected because they shared the same goal, to master English. Jason and Liam started doing everything together. They would cook meals in their small apartment. Jason taught Liam how to make pancakes, and Liam introduced Jason to Italian pasta. While cooking, they would practice English together. They would say things like, "Pass me the salt," or "How do you say this in English?" These little interactions became their way of improving their vocabulary. After class, Jason and Liam loved exploring the city. They would visit museums, parks, and of course, the local cafes. One day, they walked into a busy cafe and heard people chatting all around them. Jason listened carefully but couldn't catch a word. People were speaking so fast, using slang, and Jason felt completely lost. He looked at Liam and whispered, "I don't understand anything." Liam nodded. They both felt bad, like they had so far to go. But Jason wasn't ready to give up. That night, Jason couldn't stop thinking about what happened at the cafe. He decided to talk to his teacher the next day. Jason went up to Mr. Smith after class and said, "I feel like I can't understand people when they speak fast. I can read English, but talking to people is so hard." Mr. Smith smiled and said, "Jason, that's completely normal. Listening is one of the hardest parts of learning a language. But I have a solution for you." He handed Jason a list of English podcasts and TV shows. Start listening to these every day, even when you don't understand. Over time, you'll get better. Also, focus on the shadowing technique. Jason looked confused. "What's shadowing?" he asked. "It's when you listen to a native speaker and repeat everything they say immediately, like a shadow. It helps with both accent and fluency." Jason and Liam started practicing this every day. They would listen to short clips from movies or podcasts, pause, and repeat the sentences. Slowly but surely, their accents improved, and they became more confident. They started speaking English not just in class, but everywhere. To the store with new friends, and even the cafe. One evening, Jason and Liam went back to that same cafe. This time, Jason felt different. When he overheard conversations, he could understand bits and pieces. He smiled for the first time. He didn't feel lost. He felt like he was finally making progress. They ordered their usual coffee and sat down, talking about their future goals. Jason said, "I want to be able to give presentations in English one day, like in front of big audiences." Liam nodded. "Me too. But for now, let's just keep improving." One thing Jason loved about London was the variety of food. Every weekend, he and Liam would go to different neighborhoods to try something new. One day, they found a cozy little restaurant that served Indian food. Jason had never tried anything like it before. As they ate, they discussed the flavors using new English words they had learned in class. "This curry is so spicy, but I love it," said Jason, laughing as his eyes watered from the heat. Another weekend, they found a Japanese sushi place. Liam couldn't stop talking about how fresh the fish tasted. "It melts in your mouth," he said. They realized that exploring the city not only helped them learn English, but also allowed them to experience the world through food. Weeks turned into months. Jason and Liam continued to practice every day. They would challenge each other to speak only in English, even when they were tired or frustrated. Jason's confidence grew, and soon he was able to have full conversations with locals. He started understanding different accents and even picked up on some British slang. His teacher, Mr. Smith, noticed the improvement and encouraged him to start giving small presentations in class. At first, Jason was nervous, but with each presentation, he got better. He learned how to express his ideas clearly and confidently, even when he made mistakes. And here's the thing, Jason's journey didn't end there. Learning English isn't something that happens overnight. It's a continuous process. Every day, he discovered new words, new challenges, and new ways to improve. His bond with Liam grew stronger, and together they kept pushing each other to get better. One afternoon, after finishing their English class, Jason and Liam decided to visit a language exchange event their teacher had mentioned. It was a great way to practice English with native speakers and other learners. Jason was nervous at first, but he knew this was a perfect opportunity to talk to new people and build his confidence. The event took place in a lively pub. People from all over the world, Spain, France, Japan, Brazil, and more, were there for the same reason, to practice English. Jason and Liam grabbed a drink and joined a group of people sitting at a large table. I'm Jason, he said, offering a friendly smile. I'm from the US, and I'm here to improve my English. A woman from Spain named Maria introduced herself. Nice to meet you. I'm Maria. I moved here 2 years ago, and I'm still working on my English. As they chatted, Jason found that the more he talked, the more new words he learned. Maria used words like opportunity and commitment, which Jason had heard before but wasn't sure how to use. After listening carefully, he realized how these words fit into the conversation. He made a mental note to use them later. Jason asked Maria for some advice on how to talk to people confidently in English. When I first moved here, Maria said, I was so scared to talk to people. But I realized something. People don't care if you make mistakes. They're just happy that you're trying. The key is to keep the conversation simple at first. Ask open questions like, how was your day? Or what do you like about living here? That way, you're inviting the other person to talk more, and you can listen and learn. Jason tried this technique during the conversation. Instead of overthinking his grammar or vocabulary, he focused on asking questions and keeping the conversation going. He asked Maria, what's your favorite place in the city? And why did you choose to learn English here? Not only did it make the conversation smoother, but it also helped Jason learn new phrases and expressions. Back at their apartment, Jason and Liam created a new habit. Each night, they would sit at the kitchen table and share new words they had learned throughout the day. They would write the words down on sticky notes and place them around the apartment, on the fridge, the bathroom mirror, even next to their bed. I learned commitment today, Jason said one evening. It means sticking to something no matter how hard it gets. Liam smiled. I learned spontaneous. It means doing something without planning. They would quiz each other and come up with sentences using their new vocabulary. I made a commitment to practice English every day, Jason would say. Or let's be spontaneous and try that new restaurant tonight. This simple habit helped them grow their vocabulary quickly. The more words they learned, the more confident they became in using English in real-life situations. One of the things Jason struggled with was small talk, those light, casual conversations people often have in cafes or at work. His teacher, Mr. Smith, had told the class that small talk is essential for improving social skills and practicing English naturally. Jason decided to challenge himself. The next day, while standing in line at a cafe, Jason saw an opportunity. There was a woman standing next to him, waiting for her coffee. Nice weather today, right? Jason said, trying to sound casual. The woman smiled and nodded. Yeah, it's finally warming up. I'm so tired of the rain. Jason felt a surge of excitement. It worked. He continued the conversation by asking simple questions like, "Do you come to this cafe often?" And "What's your favorite drink here?" It wasn't a deep conversation, but it was enough to break the ice and give Jason more practice. Later, when Jason met up with Liam, he couldn't wait to share his success. "I did it. Liam, I actually started conversation with someone at the cafe." Liam laughed and patted Jason on the back. "That's awesome. Mun. See, you're getting better every day." Not everything was easy, though. There were still times when Jason felt embarrassed or frustrated. One evening, Jason and Liam went to a restaurant known for its traditional British food. Jason ordered a dish called bangers and mash. But when the waiter asked if he wanted gravy on the side or on top, Jason froze. He had no idea what gravy meant. I am sorry. Could you say that again?" Jason asked, feeling a bit anxious. The waiter repeated, "Do you want the gravy on the side or on top of your food?" Jason still didn't understand. But instead of panicking, he asked for help. "I am sorry. I'm still learning English." "What's gravy?" The waiter smiled kindly. "It's a sauce we pour over the mashed potatoes." "Oh, got it. On top, please," Jason replied, feeling a wave of relief. He realized that it was okay to ask for clarification when he didn't understand. People were usually happy to help. Later, when they were eating, Liam laughed. "I didn't know what gravy was either when I first got here." Asking questions is part of the learning process. As time passed, Jason noticed that his biggest barrier wasn't vocabulary or grammar. It was fear. He was afraid of making mistakes or sounding silly. One day, during class, Mr. Smith gave a speech that would change Jason's mindset. Fluency doesn't mean speaking without mistakes. Mr. Smith said, "It means speaking with confidence." Native speakers make mistakes too. The important thing is to keep the conversation going. Every mistake is a chance to learn. Jason took this advice to heart. From that day forward, he stopped worrying about perfection. He jumped into conversations, even if he wasn't sure of the right words. He realized that confidence was more important than getting every word right. Weeks later, Jason and Liam returned to the cafe where they had once struggled to understand conversations. This time, it was different. Jason overheard two people talking about their weekend plans. "I'm going to visit my parents in the countryside," one of them said. Jason smiled. He understood everything. For the first time, he felt like he truly belonged in the city. He turned to Liam and said, "I can understand them. I finally feel like I'm getting the hang of this." Liam nodded, equally proud. "We've come a long way, Jason." As Jason and Liam continued exploring the city, they made more friends, people from different countries and backgrounds. all working on improving their English. Each new friend brought new experiences, new conversations, and new ways of learning. Jason especially enjoyed learning about food cultures from his international friends. He discovered Korean kimchi, Mexican tacos, and even learned how to make Japanese ramen from a classmate. Every time they met someone new, Jason practiced introducing himself and making small talk. He'd ask questions like, "How long have you been learning English?" Or, "What's your favorite thing about living here?" These conversations not only helped him improve, but also opened his mind to new perspectives and cultures. One day, Mr. Smith surprised the class with a new challenge, a debate competition. Each student had to prepare arguments on a topic. Jason was excited but terrified. Public speaking had never been his strong suit, especially not in English. The topic Jason and Liam were assigned was, "Is technology making us more connected or more isolated? This will push you out of your comfort zone." Mr. Smith explained, "It's a great way to practice English in a real-life situation. You need to organize your thoughts, speak clearly, and handle pressure." Jason and Liam spent the next week preparing. They researched together, learned new vocabulary related to technology, and practiced speaking in front of each other. Jason felt nervous, but he knew this challenge would help him grow. On the day of the debate, Jason stood in front of the class, heart pounding. He took a deep breath and remembered Mr. Smith's advice, "It's not about being perfect. It's about having the courage to speak." As he began to speak, something amazing happened. The words started flowing naturally. Sure, he made a few mistakes, but instead of freezing, he kept going. He used phrases like, "I believe that," and "in my opinion," to structure his arguments. And he spoke with confidence. After the debate, Mr. Smith congratulated him. "Jason, that was excellent. See how far you've come? You're not just learning English. You're using it to express your ideas." Jason felt a surge of pride. He realized that English wasn't just something he was learning in a classroom. It was becoming a part of who he was. Debating had pushed him beyond his limits. He knew this experience would make him more confident in all aspects of his life. After the debate, Jason and Liam joined a local hiking group where they could practice English with native speakers while exploring the countryside. The hikes took them through breathtaking landscapes, rolling hills, dense forests, and scenic rivers. But the best part was meeting new people along the way. One of their hiking companions, Emily, was a linguist who spoke 5 languages fluently. She loved talking about language learning and gave Jason and Liam some of the best advice they'd ever heard. "Learning English is like hiking up a mountain," Emily said as they climbed a steep trail. "At first, it's hard, and you don't see progress right away. But every step you take gets you closer to the top. You have to keep going, even when it feels tough." Jason asked Emily how she learned new words so easily. "I use context," She said, "When I hear or see a new word, I don't just memorize it. I'll look at how it's used in a sentence and try to understand its meaning. Then I use it in my own conversations." During the hike, Jason and Liam practiced this method. When they heard words like serenity or solitude used to describe the peaceful landscape, they immediately tried using them in conversation. It was a small but powerful way to expand their vocabulary without relying on a dictionary. Months passed, and Jason's English reached a level he never thought possible. He could hold conversations effortlessly, understand different accents, and even debate complex topics. Finally, Mr. Smith organized an end-of-course presentation where each student gave a speech about their English learning journey. Jason stood on stage, looking out at the audience. He took a deep breath and began, "Hello, everyone. My name is Jason, and I want to share the most important lesson I've learned about learning English. It's not just about vocabulary or grammar. It's about confidence. I used to be afraid of making mistakes, but now I know that every mistake is an opportunity to grow." He told the story of his journey, how he had struggled at first, how he had pushed through challenges, and how he had found his voice. The audience listened intently. When he finished, the room erupted in applause. Jason felt a sense of accomplishment unlike anything he had ever experienced. He realized that learning English wasn't just about mastering a language. It was about transforming himself. He had grown more confident, more open to new experiences, and more connected to the world around him. After the presentation, Jason and Liam celebrated their success. They visited the art exhibit they had heard about at the cafe. As they admired the paintings, Jason thought about how far he had come. He had not only learned English, he had made lifelong friends, explored new cultures, and gained the confidence to face any challenge. Liam turned to him. "So, what's next?" Jason smiled. "I think it's time for a new adventure. Maybe I'll learn another language. Or maybe I'll stay here and keep improving my English. Whatever I decide, I know one thing for sure. The journey is far from over. Learning English has opened up a world of possibilities, and I'm excited to see where it takes me next." Jason looked around the city he had once found so confusing. Now it felt like home. And with that, he knew the adventure of life and learning had only just begun. After the presentation and the celebrations, Jason spent a quiet evening walking through the streets of London. He remembered the first day he had arrived, feeling lost and overwhelmed by the fast pace of the city and the English language. Now, everything felt different. Words flowed naturally. Conversations felt easy, and he could finally express himself with confidence. He thought about Liam, who had been his constant support, and all the friends they had made along the way. He realized that learning a language wasn't just about grammar or vocabulary. It was about connection, curiosity, and courage. Jason sat on a bench by the river, looking at the city lights reflecting on the water. He pulled out a notebook and started writing down his goals for the future. Keep improving English fluency. Travel to new countries and practice languages there. Explore new cultures and cuisines. Help others who are starting their English learning journey. As he wrote, he felt a sense of calm and purpose. Learning English had given him more than words. It had given him confidence, independence, and a connection to the world he had never imagined. The next morning, Jason met Liam at their favorite cafe. They sat together with coffee, talking about plans for the next adventure. Where to next? Liam asked. Jason smiled. Who knows? Maybe Paris. Maybe Tokyo. But whatever it is, I know we'll handle it. We've come so far already. They laughed, feeling the excitement of possibility. Jason realized that learning English had not been the final goal. It had been the beginning of a much bigger journey. He had learned to face challenges, embrace mistakes, and find joy in every small success. And most importantly, he had discovered that with determination, support, and curiosity, anything was possible. As the sun rose over the city, Jason felt ready for whatever came next. His journey had taught him that life was full of opportunities, waiting for those brave enough to take the first step. And Jason was ready.